These are my friends from Australia. They're very excited to be here. Yes. Friends of Rambutso was set up following my first meeting with my PNG family in 2007. The motivation for Friends of Rambutso was the death of my youngest brother Fred, who died at age 24 only 2 weeks after I first met him. He died diving for sea cucumbers, and like many other remote islands in the Pacific, this is the only source of income available on Rambutso. Friends of Rambutso has a single goal, and that is to help improve the quality of life for the villagers of Rambutso in a sustainable way. We hope to do this by focusing on 4 areas: health, education, community infrastructure, and sustainable development. The Telling Stories tour of 2008 was Friends of Rambutso's first trip to Rambutso to engage with local communities. This is the group's first night in Lorengau, Manas's provincial capital. 12 long months of planning are behind us. The journey so far has involved a car, 4 planes, a bus, and tomorrow a boat ride for the final leg across to Rambutso. It's early morning and we reach Lolak settlement on the eastern side of Manus Island. The goods are unloaded and transferred over to the banana boats. From here, our trip to Rambutso will take between 2 to 4 hours, depending on what the sea's like. Fortunately for us this morning, luck's on our side, and as the rain stops, we head out across a calm Bismarck Sea. It's not always the case, and for several months of the year, this trip can be a really dangerous one. Our visit to Rambutso will be the first time a group of so many white people will have visited the island at once. The group doesn't know this, but our arrival has been huge news in the province, and especially on Rambutso.
Go to the gate. Oh, that's the gate. We're getting marked up. Okay, Dr. Claire, introing health action.
Hi, we're just about to go visit the health centre. Just behind me is a satellite that powers 2 phones that have just been put in only last week. They're free at the moment, and when we go up you'll see a line-up waiting to use these phones. It's a complete novelty for them. So what we'll do now is we'll go meet the health officer who runs the health centre here, which services all of Rapatona, and it's based here in Panasalui. Okay. Because this is the health centre for the rest of all of Rapatona, it's actually a problem for getting the ladies to come in from outer islands to have their antenatal checks, which they have once a month. They run them here every Thursday, so patients come from as far as a 2-hour walk away, heavily pregnant, for these checks. The healthcare teams do try to get out to the islands when they can. Their ideal aim would be for once a month, but at the moment they are yet to make it out there this year because of staffing problems. So some of the other problems such as diabetes, there's AIDS, and there certainly has been some patients die from AIDS around here. There's been 3 in this community and then 3 in another community further around, and the issues associated with that in that you can't actually do HIV testing here. There's no way of getting it from here back to the mainland to be tested, and that's a very big issue for them. there's potentially problems for other villagers, plus also the healthcare workers themselves.
She's doing her computer.
The best thing to do for this is to leave the skin intact, okay? Because otherwise it's going to get infected here. In Australia we probably would maybe put a dressing on the top of it. Is it sore? No?
Chart inside that shows the drastic decrease in malaria since they introduced mosquito nets, which was funded by one of the Bill Gates programs, and there's a significant decrease in outbreaks in the malaria since they were introduced in July of 2006. It just shows that intervention programs that are simple and can be really, really effective.
Sparking. Now we get enough gas there to start the pilot. It's flashed a couple of times.
And where is
My story begins at Lomat School in Rambutso, where my father was for several years a headmaster in schools just like this one. During stopovers in Lorengau and Port Moresby on the way to Rambutso, we met with several of my dad's former students. We learnt that many of them now have senior roles in Papua New Guinea, and that several have gone on to achieve international success in their fields. These former students of my father recognized that their education had given them more options in life. They were keen to see how Friends of Rambutso could support improved education in their own communities. And so during our visit, we met several primary and elementary schools. And what did we find?
Okay, sing after 2. 1, 2.
Let us sing our joys to be free, praising God and rejoicing to be Papua New Guinea, shouting from the mountains to sea, Papua New Guinea. Let us raise our voices and proclaim Papua New Guinea. Now give thanks to the good Lord above, for His kindness has reached our heart, for His hand of our fathers so free, Papua New Guinea. Shout again from the old west to young, Papua New Guinea. We are independent, we are free, Papua New Guinea.
Okay, so one of our projects we wanted to do was to educate and leave somewhere for the village people to put their batteries. And what we did was we brought a typical a scuba diving tub across from Australia with a lid, cut a hole of it, and in the space of 48 hours we reckon we're going to count them now, but there's a lot of batteries in here. The reason being is that we found that the batteries were ending out in the ocean or into the ground, and we had a rather huge concern this was going to be doing damage to the ground, and we had strong evidence that it was doing damage to the reef by the toxins leaking into the ocean. How many did you say then? 280. 280 D cells. We have 11 C cells. How many AAs are there? 10, 20, and a bit of those little ones there. So 23 AA. Oh, yeah, AA batteries. That's in 48 hours.